Here's something nobody wants to admit about unconditional love. It's not free. And the version you're getting from your dog costs way less than the version you'd get from a child. See, there's this thing happening right now. Millions of people are choosing fur babies over actual babies. And when you ask them why, they'll give you all the right answers. Climate change, overpopulation, financial responsibility. But that's not the real reason. The real reason is that your dog will never look you in the eyes at age 15 and tell you that you ruined their life. Your cat won't grow up and realize you're just a flawed human doing your best. Your pet won't become a separate person with their own opinions about who you are. And that's not a bug, that's the entire feature. You call it unconditional love. But what you're actually buying is unconditional approval. And there's a difference. A child's love evolves. It questions. It judges. It demands that you grow alongside it. A pet's love stays exactly where you left it, waiting by the door, unchanged, uncomplicated, safe. Now before you close this video, stay with me. Because I'm not saying pets don't matter. I'm saying we need to be honest about why they matter so much more than they used to. Humans evolved to bond with babies. That's biology. But your brain doesn't actually care if the thing you're nurturing has 2 legs or 4. The oxytocin hits the same. The dopamine reward system fires the same. The protective instinct activates the same. So your nervous system gets everything it evolved to crave from pet parenthood. The bonding, the caregiving, the sense of purpose. But here's what it doesn't get: the rejection, the rebellion, the day they tell you they're nothing like you and they're glad. Your dog will never outgrow needing you. Your cat will never move across the country and forget to call. Your pet's entire world revolves around you from the day you bring them home until the day they die. And you get to be the hero of that story. Every single day, no exceptions. That's the deal. That's what you're really choosing. Now let's talk about what you're running from. Children are chaos agents. They don't stay in the box you build for them. You can do everything right, and they'll still grow up to be someone you didn't expect. They'll make choices that terrify you. They'll reject your values. They'll become themselves despite you, not because of you. And somewhere along the way, you have to watch them look at you with clear eyes and see all your weaknesses. The hypocrisy. The fears you never dealt with. The parts of yourself you've been hiding. Children are mirrors that grow sharper with time. Pets are mirrors that only reflect back what you want to see. You're always the good one. You're always the provider. You're always enough exactly as you are. And maybe that's not weakness. Maybe that's survival. Because here's the truth about the world you inherited. Your parents' generation could raise kids on 1 income and a prayer. You're out here doing calculus on whether you can afford rent and student loans, let alone another human being who needs braces and college and therapy. They got stability. You got the gig economy and a dying planet. So when you say you're choosing pets over kids for financial reasons, you're not wrong. But you're also not telling the whole story. Because the money is real. But so is the fear. The fear that you'll mess them up. The fear that you'll repeat your parents' mistakes. The fear that you're not healed enough, stable enough, whole enough to raise a human who won't need decades of therapy to recover from you. Your dog doesn't require you to be healed. Your dog just requires you to show up with food and affection. And that you can do. Here's what else your pet doesn't require. Performance. You don't have to be the perfect parent because pets don't have standards. They don't compare you to other dog moms. They don't judge your career choices or your relationship history. They don't care if you're successful by society's metrics. You just have to exist in their presence and you win. Children, though. Children require you to perform being a functional adult. And a lot of you aren't sure you can pull that off for 18 years straight. Not because you're broken, but because the system that raised you was. You watched your parents work themselves into exhaustion for a life that still fell apart. You saw what sacrifice looked like, and it didn't look noble. It looked like resentment wearing a mask of duty. So when someone asks why you're not having kids, you could tell them the real answer. You could say that you watched love turn into obligation, that you learned relationships are transactions where someone always ends up in debt, that you're choosing the one bond where the scales never tip toward resentment. Because your pet will never resent you for bringing them into this world. And that's the pattern nobody wants to name. We're not just choosing simpler love. We're choosing love we can control. You know exactly how long you have with your dog. 10 years, maybe 15 if you're lucky. The grief is terrible, but it's predictable. It has a timeline. It doesn't last forever, and it doesn't surprise you. With children, you sign up for a lifetime of variables you can't control. They could hate you at 20. They could need you at 40. They could break your heart in ways you never imagined, and you still have to show up. Pets are the one relationship in modern life that comes with an exit strategy built in. And you know from the start when that exit is coming. That's not cruelty. That's just honesty about what we can handle. The world told you to optimize everything: your career, your body, your time, your relationships. So you optimized love, too. You found the version that gives you everything you need, with none of the chaos you can't afford. And here's the thing, you're not wrong. The people judging you for treating your pets like children, they're not raising their kids in the same world their parents did either. They're just coping differently. You chose predictable devotion. They chose unpredictable growth. Neither choice is the moral high ground. But let's be clear about what you're trading. You get safety. You get simplicity. You get a love that never evolves past adoration. What you don't get is the transformation that comes from being seen completely. By someone who grows beyond your influence. By someone who loved you first as a god, and then learned you're human, and chose to love you anyway. Your pet will never know you're flawed, and love you despite it. Because your pet will never know you're flawed at all. And maybe that's exactly what you need right now. Maybe you've been seen and judged and found wanting by enough humans that you've earned the right to be worshipped by something with 4 legs and a tail. Maybe the unconditional approval is the healing. Or maybe it's just easier. And easier doesn't make it wrong, it just makes it what it is. A choice to love something that can't grow beyond you. A choice to be needed in a way that never changes. A choice to skip the part of love where it asks you to become more than you are. That's the deal you made. And you knew it the whole time.